What's up, everybody? Hurricane BX here. Welcome to another episode of Everybody's Tuesday Night Delight here on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. Brand new episode of Breaking the Mold. Let's say what's up, go around the yard, see who's hanging out with us tonight, and see how they're feeling on a very special day here in the States. Brink, how you doing tonight?
Hey, doing good. I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was. Was I playing with a toy today? No.
Were you?
No. I was expecting a toy. Oh, you know what came in today for me? That Scorponok companion guy, that gray guy.
Fast track?
Yeah.
You got that from where? Where did you get that from?
From Amazon.
What?
Hmm?
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I had that on order and I didn't get no delivery notification or shipping notification.
Oh, it's funny. Like every week they were like, it's delayed. Oh, now you're getting it early. Oh, now you're getting it late. Oh, now you're getting it early. Oh, now you're getting it late. And then ding dong, hey, guess what's here? I'm like, oh, all right, fine.
Well, that was like the Prowl and Ratchet set that just showed up yesterday. Like I had no clue when they were releasing that, and I think the release date shifted once or twice. And it's like, hey, it showed up, but I've seen people getting some of these, like the Trailbreaker and the and Sunstreaker, and now you said you got Fast Track. So I'm like, damn, wait, I'm not getting these. Where are these? Like, you know,
is that Ratchet and Prowl set still available?
It was. I mean, I saw the pre-orders were still up on Amazon before, so I'm pretty sure it's still out there.
All right.
And I was like, I'm not opening my Scorponok until that Fast Track arrives. But now that I see there's upgrade kits, I'm like, I'm not going to open either of them until those upgrade kits get here. So I'm just delaying gratification all over the damn place. I have seen people are now looking for that Scorponok because they slept on it. You know, remember when Omega? I slept on that, and dude, it was gone. But guess what? It came back in pre-order status. So
yes.
Where?
On BBTS.
BBTS
It's back.
Yeah.
Omega
I
Supreme
think.
was.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, never mind.
I think on Pulse too, maybe.
Yeah, I think on Pulse too. Yeah.
I need that Scorponok.
Scorponok was on Pulse recently. I saw it too, so I think it's available there, JD. If you didn't pick them up.
But I would say don't fret on that Scorponok if you can't find it now, because I have a feeling it'll be back. Yeah. Especially for Christmas time, which it is now. So it should be back soon.
It's right there, right?
Yeah.
A few weeks away at this point.
I actually found mine at Target. It was at Target. Sitting Target.
They had something that big on a Target shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Bottom shelf laying down.
Nice. It's a nice piece. I put them like away. I can't keep a figure that size like out here for long, or else it's my neck, on the line. But it's nice. It's a nice piece. I thought probably maybe their best Titan class yet. Has a real nice presence to it. So I left the Lord Zarek, the headpiece out because, of course, transformed into a much smaller figure. So I got him here with the rest of them, but I had to put the big body away. Really nice piece, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to opening that and standing it next to a Fort Max that's the same size. First time ever. So cool.
Nice.
I like that they made them just a smidge smaller to them too. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, that Fort Max. I remember that thing was on the chopping block at some NJCCs back in the day. Now I'm glad I didn't sell it. Like, I'm like, it's just funny because it was some of the stuff you got a long game. Like that Metroplex I sold for like that MP Ultra Magnus at the time. I was so happy because that, despite whatever little issues that figure had, I loved the way that MP Magnus looked. I had just a nice presence, out of the package. But then, if you're collecting Generations and then you see these Titans, they keep coming out. Like if you got rid of any of that stuff before, now you can almost shit out of luck. You're going to try to, find that stuff now. You're paying through the ass. So, it's what it is, I guess. Nice, man. You still collecting like the Siege stuff, or is that on and off, or are you all in on that?
No, not all in. But obviously I get things that are Optimus related, and yeah, man. So I've got Fort Max and Metroplex and Trypticon. I figured I might as well just keep getting these Titans as they come out. You know, eventually make a nice display with them together. I have a all of the combiners that I'm really interested in displaying are all Combiner Wars size. So the Make Toys ones, Fans Project, Superion from actual Combiner Wars, and I have some Iron Factory Legends figures. So basically, all scales that I'm collecting all have the same aesthetic, and so I think they'll make a nice display together. So yeah, that's my plan there. And the nice thing is that's another collection that I almost pretty much consider complete. I think I got to get that Soundwave from Iron Factory, and yeah, man, I'm done. That's another collection done, dude. I'm just fucking checking off boxes here and there. It's great. Good stuff.
Another one that'll be out of the games.
Yeah, man.
Never.
I mean, dude. I mean, yeah. Just I don't see like a reason to replace some of that stuff. Like if they were to come out with new ones. So I mean, it's if we were to get a new Superion in that scale, I might think about it. But that Combiner Wars Superion is one of their better ones.
It's the better one.
Yeah, it is. Especially if you get the upgrades for it.
Oh, yep. And I do. Thank you, Perfect Effect.
Thank you, Perfect Effect. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. Next up, everybody's favorite pigment surgeon, JD. How are you, brother?
Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Drawing like a motherfucker. Drawing. Yep.
Awesome. Oh.
Yep.
You get them. You tell them.
That's been my dog freaking lately, man. She fucking, dude, like it seems like every 20 minutes she's barking at me for food. I'm like, yo, you need to fucking chill. Like for real. She got
the neighbor farted, so
don't take much, right?
That's what he's barking about. But yeah, just keep him busy and doing that kind of stuff. Oh, and yeah, like you were saying that you got your Prowl and Ratchet. I got that today.
Damn.
So I missed out on the other two. So
did you order them, or because that's the Walgreens?
This is the Walgreens one, right? Yeah.
Did you find them in the store, or did you order them online?
No, I ordered it online.
All right, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like when I ordered it, like somebody, like I said, put a link out, and just one of the groups, whatever. Random.
Yeah, it was like last Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever.
Just happened to be scrolling, I was like, I guess right place, right time. I clicked, the figure was there. I'm like, wow, okay. And then it came a couple of days later. I was like, wow, I didn't know it was like gonna be like that.
Yeah.
So
I think I ordered mine Wednesday, and then like an hour later I got the shipping notification, but it was supposed to be delivered when the shop was closed. So of course I was at the mercy of FedEx and our store hours.
I found a little honey haul of. I don't get a lot of. I don't live in a land of milk and honey when it comes to toys, but when it comes to Walgreens, I have like 10 within a 10-mile radius of me.
Oh, nice.
Maybe more. And last year, I mean, I had a little honey hole of that Clone Commander Obi-Wan. I found 3 of them in one store, and if we had meetups coming up, I'd probably go out and find some of those blue streaks and then do the little rock swap out of the trunk and stuff like that. But but JD, I'm excited that you're getting these. Next time I come to your house, I get to play with some toys.
They're fun. I spent a little bit of time like yesterday, kind of moving some stuff around. So there will be a Transformers play area for when everyone comes to visit. So,
oh man,
Nice. Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you about that because, like, Chant mentioning during the hauls, you've been picking those up, and I'm like, nice, because I know you were getting out of a lot of the Transformer stuff and selling a bunch of your extras and stuff that you had at the shows back then when we were still doing those. So, nice to know that you're happy with the new stuff that's coming out and that you're having fun with the line.
So yeah, I've noticed like. One of the things that kind of pushed me out of it is, like collecting the Masterpiece line or like third party. It's not fucking fun. You know what I mean? Waiting for shit to come out, wondering if you're gonna get it on the pre-order or blah 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 blah. And then you know you're gonna get it or you don't. It's not that fun anymore. And like the Siege line. Picking those up when they came out, and then the Earthrise stuff is just kind of sparked that little, that old love of like getting a new Transformer and being able to flip it back and forth and not have to worry about anything,
Yeah.
And it's a nice surprise going to the store and like picking it up. Oh shit! Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know they made this.
Those are excellent like observations. Like there's a big thing to be said that when you could actually walk into a store and find a product, a toy, or whatever that you're looking for. Because I think that's rare for us nowadays. We do so much ordering online. A lot of the things that we collect are sort of like niche collectibles, so you could probably only get them online and not really, go to a store much to find those. So Transformers is a random line that you could walk into a Target or Toys R Us when it used to be around, or any kind of like retail outlet. Sometimes even the mom and pop shops. Around the neighborhood will sometimes have things like that. So that's cool. And then like you said, of course they're not as intricate as, Masterpiece or other third-party figures, but there is also something to be said for something you could just flip back and forth without putting much thought into it. You don't have to worry about breaking it, and it's just fun, pure.
I mean, they got some of that Masterpiece engineering going in some of these things. So
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
I was thinking about.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was just saying, like, I'm thinking about, like, transforming some of my stuff and going a little vroom vroom, on the floor lately. And I was like, it's like I was watching a video recently. I think it was maybe that Ty Deerham hanger guy, and he was talking about how, some of these Masterpiece figures you transform them a few times and they're just not the same as when you first got them. And it's like, so these aren't ones that I would necessarily want to transform, go vroom vroom, and then put them back in the robot and put them on the shelf. Maybe I do want some mainline figures to do that if I ever have that inclination. Or maybe I'll just schedule a play date at JD's house.
There's always that.
And that's the third thing about that too, is that it is, it's an official Transformers product. Like, I think sometimes that gets undersold. That's like I think a thing for people. Like, it's Transformers branded, it's official, And then the quality, like JD said, it's like scaled down, Masterpiece, that they're almost doing with some of these. Not all of them, of course. Like, there's some of those figures that are just like, whoa. But the overwhelming majority of what they're putting out, there's a lot more love like in those things, and it's just a scaled down, simplified Masterpiece type figures. And it's nice to see the mainline retail stuff go in that direction. So I don't know what we got to do to get Energon Addict back into those, man. How you doing tonight, Pop? When are you going to be picking up some Earthrise stuff, and then we hear you with your haul with that stuff?
No.
He's like, nah.
No Earthrise for me. I'm on the planet Mythos for the remaining of the fucking year.
Is that stuff like, I don't know, like, there's no interest at all with you with even like trying to dip your toe back into that stuff? Did you used to collect that stuff, right, back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, I see that they've improved the stuff. I see you guys are happy about what you're getting. I'm just at that point where I don't have room. Like, I don't have real estate for anything new, honestly, anymore. If I do pick up something new, it's got to be something like niche, like something that's I'm not gonna pick up 20 of them. You know what I mean? Like, maybe like a handful. I think I'm good. So far, like with what I've set my goals for. Like, so I'm doing the 1/6 Star Wars stuff. I'm keeping a handful of the 112 Star Wars, and then with the Transformers, my chug is gonna be the MMC stuff because I haven't got rid of any of it, so it's still taking up a nice portion of my room. So I'm gonna stick with that and keep Masterpiece going. So, I mean, I do think they're cool, and I went to Eric's house, maybe what's that, 6 weeks ago now, maybe more. And he pulled out a lot of Legends stuff, and I've always shitted on Legends because I was just like, oh, these are little kid toys, you know what I mean? They're not the same. But when you do have an issue like I'm having with real estate, you start thinking about it, and you're like, shit, I do love, Transformers. So it's not that, I lost interest in Transformers, but I can't keep filling the room with these big ass bots either. You know what I mean? Because they take up space. So the Legends is appealing because you can have a nice collection of them without taking up that space. You know what I mean? So he was pulling out. Now he pulled out what you guys were just talking about. It was what was that one that you just said that was it Omega Supreme? Not Omega Supreme. Fort Max.
Fort Max.
He pulled out Fort Max, right? And then he pulled out his new Optimus. Legend scaled Optimus and Megatron that he bought, and he put them next to it, and I was like, "That's the move right there. That shit looks good. Like it looks dope." And they're cool enough that they look, they look great. They look like the cartoon. It's not like they look like a cheap little thing. And the same thing with the Siege stuff. The Siege stuff looks great. It's just I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But unless I decide to like sell something or sell a bunch of things, to make more room, I can't.
Yeah, that's interesting to consider though. Like your space, your real estate, basically, the space to display, or even just to have these things, not even just to display it. Like I don't have a ton of space, and even my spot where I keep my loose figures is getting kind of tight. Where I'm like, whoa, okay, time for another tote. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it took me a minute to put the laptop on this desk. It's like all week I've been fucking around in the room. I had toys all over this thing. I still do. It's a complete disaster, right? I have heads and body parts and shit everywhere. So I have a table in this room that's even more filled. Like that's like my stuff I've been playing with. Let's say, dude, I have stuff everywhere. Every inch of the room, I'm like, ugh. Yeah. I got to do something with it.
Yeah.
But it's a toy room.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
As a kid, it's like kind of it was kind of the way it went, Yeah,
nobody's gonna make me clean this shit up but me, but
right.
Yeah.
But like my wife will be like, "You want me to vacuum up?" I'm like, "No."
Yo, she'll be fucking sucking up her fucking sword or accessory or something. You gotta drop.
Bro, I'm like a crackhead looking for a crack rock on the floor before I vacuum in there. I'm fucking shifting through the fucking things, making sure I don't. Because I've done it. I've already lost a few things. I'm pretty sure I vacuumed it.
These fucking accessories they give us in these small pieces. I mean, it's pretty easy if you don't, especially if you're opening stuff. You have to either keep all that shit together in a Ziploc or keep it in the package.
Right out of the box. Throw that shit in a Ziploc.
And be careful if you're messing with it. So
throw them in a bin. Yep.
Yeah, so I think you're the only one here that's like, I mean, I guess basically what you're saying, not you're disliking the new stuff, but basically you're just completely out though, like no interest in getting back in any of the retail.
It's the same thing with the Joes, Jose. Like I like them, I think they look dope, but I can't do it, and I'm sticking to my guns this time because usually I say all this shit and I wind up buying it anyway. But they keep coming out with stuff. I can't. Another thing is I can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like once you dig in so deep into, multiple lines, you find yourself at like a crossroads. Sometimes you're like, do I keep buying or do I sell something? Last month I forgot I had some import shit. I told you guys last week, like those My Hero Academia figures from Figma came out. But they came out within a week of each other. And same thing with Dragon Ball Z. I'm still picking up, not everything, but some pieces. Those all came out at the same time. So within a few weeks, I had Hot Toys pulling out a payment. I had to pick up 3 $80 import figures. Who else? I got something Hasbro. So I'm not a Hasbro hater. I got that Nemesis Prime, the 3A.
Oh,
the
okay.
Bumblebee
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
the limited one. Yeah, I got that. And that I forgot I bought. So that shit just came out. And I was like, oh, fuck, man. Like, you know, like,
yeah.
it's $600. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So that's another thing. I can't afford to buy everything anymore. You know, NJCC's gone. You know, I've done a few eBay flips, but that money goes out so fast. So fast.
Yeah, it's basically just getting recycled back into the hobby, like in your case, you know what I'm saying?
It is.
Yeah. And probably more than what you're, getting back at that, So.
I have about 30 Mythic Legion figures lined up against the wall, unopened. And those are pending, like, who knows? Those are just like extras I bought for customs. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to paint this guy. Let me grab one, as opposed to going waiting and getting them, aftermarket for double the price. So.
Yeah. Well, you brought up something I definitely want to get into a little bit more, but everything else all right? Everything good with you, Pop?
Yeah, I had a decent weekend. Halloween was there. I went to mom's, took the kid trick-or-treating, got to see my niece, which was nice. Mm-hmm. I ate too much fucking candy on Saturday because I've been like really like behaving. Like I eat, but I've been eating clean, like, lots of chicken and rice and, normal shit. Mm-hmm. But Saturday, or I would say Saturday and Sunday, I went in on the candy, and I got sick. When you get sick,
fucked up, right? When you go too hard,
I just realized that you open like 8 pieces of fucking candy back to back. Like 8 of them just sitting there, and you're like, "Fuck, that's like fucking 1,000 calories," and fucking, And then you're like, "Why does my stomach hurt the next day? Oh, why am I fucking pooping weird?" It's because of that.
So what kind of candy was it? Like chocolate type candy, or were you going for like that sweet Jolly Rancher type candy?
So I mix. So I'll do like 4 or 5 chocolate in a row, Brian. Mm-hmm. So like, I was eating like Milky Ways. I found a few Milky Ways.
Now the little bite-sized ones are snack size?
No, snack size.
All right.
They weren't bite size. The bite size, you pop them in, there's no problem there, right? But you get into the snack size, you eat 2 or 3 of those. That's a whole bar, right?
Yeah.
Going in. So you eat like 5 of those, then you're like, ooh, Skittles. The whole pack of Skittles goes in your mouth at the same time.
Yeah, at once.
You have to.
I tell you what's bliss is you get a little pack of M&Ms and you jam them all in your mouth at once.
But dude, I could do that with M&Ms.
Awesome.
Not with Skittles though. That was good. I could do that with M&Ms.
Yeah, both.
Dave's like chewing and spitting out his fillings at the
Skittles.
same time.
Yeah, Skittles. It's like too like sticky. Like I don't know. There's something about it. Like I'm not a big fan of Skittles. I can eat them, but just not something I'd want.
And then the weirdest thing happened. I opened a few. It was the next day because I kept going in, right? So I'm opening Starburst, right? And you open the pack and you're looking for the ones you like. Me, it's either red or pink. Like those are the ones I want. Mm-hmm. I opened 3 packs in a row. They were orange and orange. I couldn't believe it. Double orange. I was so pissed. So I wound up just opening like every fucking pack of Starburst just to open maybe 15 of them in this. And now we have loose Starburst. You can see which fucking flavor you have.
So I totally know what you mean, though. I would open them all the time. Like my favorite were the orange and yellow. They would just be pink. They would just be the strawberry ones. That's all I would ever get.
Yo, you and me can hang out, bro. We could take a whole bag of Starburst and divvy it 50-50, all red and pink, and you get all yellow and orange, and I'd be a happy camper.
We'll make this happen next time.
Yep.
I've never seen anybody say that they have 2 favorite of the orange and yellow.
I love those. Those are good.
Those are my bottom 2, but I like them all. They're all good. Yeah.
That's another sticky one. Starburst.
Oh yeah, and I put the TV up, so I have the TV up in the room.
Oh, nice.
See?
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could watch Transformers '86 and then chill out.
I didn't connect anything yet. That's next. It's up.
Well, now it's so much easier, right? Just stick a Fire Stick in there, and you're kind of good, like on that end with like a bunch of content and apps and shit.
That Xbox running.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for the new one to come, and then I'm gonna set it up.
you're getting the new one.
Yeah.
You already you got it? Like
Mhm.
pre-ordered it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no shit.
Yep.
I'm
I'm
waiting.
debating on getting a PlayStation and not too. But
Yeah, I'm waiting. I usually like to let let that first run pass. Let them
That's
fucking
what I'm
figure
doing.
that shit out. Fucking get those bad eggs out of the way. The 30% of them systems better be fucking up. It's probably not that high, but yeah.
the only reason I bought it, Jose, this time to be first online to buy it was because of this whole pandemic.
Mhm.
Because I got nothing to do. A lot of I do have stuff to do, but
You got a
I'm
PS4.
such a
You got
procrastinator. I'd
Xbox
rather not do some of that
One.
stuff. Yeah, I want to play video games, and I've been playing games on my phone, like that
Mhm.
COD Mobile. I play that
Oh,
shit
dude, I remember.
for
You
maybe
still playing that?
an hour and a half straight. Yeah, I'll
You,
play.
you still rocking that shit?
Yep.
I remember you were playing that when we were
Yep.
still going to these get-togethers and shit. So,
I love that shit.
all right, we could probably get into that too. You know what I'm saying? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on some of that. Dominic, how you doing tonight, bro?
What's going on, guys?
How are you? We saw your face last week. Now you're hiding from us. What's going on?
Yeah. My face doesn't look. Don't worry about my face,
Don't care about your beard, bro. It's all right. It's all right.
dude. I have to shave it. I have to shave it tomorrow, man. This is getting crazy. But no, my weekend was good. Quiet. Halloween was quiet. Picked up a couple things. Just a lot of Mexico stuff coming in, which is always fun at the end of the year. To get the pouring of Mexico exclusives. And
You said Mexico before.
did I say that?
I didn't get
What the
that.
fuck are you getting from Mexico? Like, is there a new
You
line?
said that just now.
First, he's like, yeah, a lot of stuff pouring in from Mexico. I'm like,
I didn't get that.
what's he talking about?
Let's go.
Mexico.
Is that a usual thing? Do they usually drop like a lot of releases around this time of the year?
Yeah, they do. So it's just like a lot of the pre-orders release, and a lot of things got delayed, obviously, from this year. So so I think like the last month now, and then I'm already seeing that like 3 more are coming in the next couple of weeks. So it's just a lot. So
Yeah.
I love getting the messages from Chris, and yo, this is shipping soon.
Pay up.
What just dropped, Tom? What just dropped?
The Popeye and
Right.
Bluto pop
Bluto.
drop. The fucking what was it? The
Black Bolt and
Black Bolt and
Lockjaw.
Lockjaw
Oh, that's right,
dropped, and then I got the exclusive that dropped. I got 2 exclusives that came in: the Batman and the what was it, the other
Dr.
one?
Eternal.
Yeah, Dr. Eternal came in.
Yeah.
So those all came in, and I think they're a couple more are going to sneak in. I'm sure by the end of the month. So it'd be fun. It's all welcome. All welcome.
Take it all. Take it all. What
you fucking rich.
Yeah, bro. What about are you collecting like what we were talking about with the others, like any of the Earthrise? Like, are you collecting any of that for yourself, or
Oh yeah.
still all
I've
in?
been I've been collecting Transformers. There's no stopping. General release line. I even dibble dabble in the Studio Series, so I've been picking up the Studio Series figures as well. Not going crazy, but just
cherry picking
a couple. Yeah. But then, Siege and Earthrise, I've been getting the only ones I've been missing out. It's like you hold off on those Amazon exclusives, thinking that you might be able to pick it up for a Black Friday type sale or some type of sale, and they end up selling out, and they are triple or double the cost eventually. So
yeah, it's a crapshoot, man. The Seeker, the Conehead Seeker set sold out quick, and it's like now you can't get that. But then that Prowl and Ironhide set, which went on pre-order way before the Conehead set, and that's like still readily available.
yeah,
It's like a crapshoot. Like you don't know which one's going to sell out or not.
like back in the Siege times, it was that Skywarp and that exclusive that came out that just sold out and then skyrocketed in price. But then the Netflix kind of version kind of gave everybody the possibility to get like a like what is it, the Skywarp and the Cybertron mode. So
Yeah, the Tetrajets.
the Tetrajets, yeah. So it was good, But like I keep up with it. They're looking good, I'm not, just like to see what happens with, I'm definitely going to collect the Beast Wars that goes into Beast Wars, all that good stuff. So
fossilizers.
yeah,
Those fossilizers, Dom.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
it's Beast Wars.
Now, Dom, are you going to get the Kingdom RC and the Earthrise RC?
Yes.
Oh, so you'll get them both just to have both versions of the packaging and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I got like, what was it? Astro Train came in like a Siege packaging, and then also came in the Earthrise packaging. I got both those packagings. Yeah.
Okay. And you mostly keep your stuff like closed, right? Do you open these figures to check them out?
Some of them, like I've opened some, and then other ones are still sealed. So.
Look at Dave's like, nah. Dom don't open shit.
Yeah.
Was Astro Train in the cartoon, the Netflix show?
I can't remember.
I don't
He
think
was
so.
like a giant, like for a few seconds, not really that long.
Oh, he was?
And he seemed like he was super big too, for some reason. I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's like 90% not open, 10% open.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Just some of the ones you'll open, the ones that interest you the most, type thing.
Yeah, like I picked up that smoke screen I saw it at Walmart, so I picked that up. I actually opened them up this past weekend. So, but they eventually go back in the packaging, and that's
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what
it's
I say.
easier. It's easier to put them back now because they got the box packaging, instead of that window packaging that they used to do before, like the carded backs.
Yeah. I actually picked up some of the three RED figures, the Optimus Prime, Soundwave, and Megatron.
Oh, what do you think?
I love those packages. I actually didn't open them up, but I enjoyed the packaging because it was kind of cool to seeing all the accessories on the side. So it was like it was a nice, presentation in regards to the figure, and then you can like on the side panel you'll see all the accessories it comes with. So it's really nice how they set that whole thing up.
That's cool. I haven't seen any of those like around here yet. Hoping maybe like if I take a little troop by Target or something, I hope to be like pleasantly surprised. Not like really desperately looking for them, but if I should happen to see them, I might pick them up.
Jose, are you taking the Earthrise map stuff from the boxes? Are you putting the map of the world together?
Nah, I've still been
curious.
tossing anything I've been opening. I've still been like tossing the boxes. I just basically keep the instructions. Everything else, gets tossed. I thought about it.
Maps together of the solar system or whatever of their galaxy, and I don't know. Let's see what that's all about.
It's supposed to. I don't know if it's supposed to be some sort of gimmick. Like I guess if you put those all together, it'll reveal the location of a new location or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's like I'm not doing that. And I know some of the I don't know, like wasn't like some of these new figures that are coming out. Oh, maybe that's what it is. You put the map together. I thought there was another one that it's like you put them together and it's Teletran 1. Is it those Netflix, the next set of Netflix figures coming out? I think they do that.
Don't know. That's
Like if you get the next series of the Netflix wave that usually just come out at Walmart, you put those all together and it makes a Teletran 1. I think that's the little like gimmick there. So, when they do little things like that, it's like, man, then should I keep that stuff? But I mean, when it comes to retail, I usually toss the boxes and all that. So
Yeah, like all the studio series have like a backdrop that like a diorama type of thing. But if you didn't know, if you didn't know that it was like, if you were just more interested in diving in and ripping out the character and the figure and just playing with the figure, you wouldn't even know that stuff was in the box. So,
I was torn with keeping like the boxes, some of the stuff for that because of those nice like looking backgrounds. But then ultimately, I'm like, am I going to use this for anything? I'm like, no. So I just tossed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna usually use diorama I got from Chris or whatever else I got there. So
yeah.
I mean, I haven't taken a picture in months either. I gotta get back into that.
And the last thing that came in, which was a surprise because I wasn't really keeping up on tracking, was I got the Mondo Iron Giant, the 1/6 figure. that were released a while back, and it sold out. It was really hard to get. The secondary market price went like up to like $500 to almost $800 for that figure.
Hey, Dom, do you like that one better than the 1,000 Toys one?
I do. I have both of them actually, and I just, I wanted it in a bigger. Like I bought it directly from Mondo because they were offering like certain exclusive accessories.
Yeah. Right.
So I picked that up, and it just like when I saw that figure, like I remember seeing that figure, and I totally missed out on it, and I was looking, contemplating on whether I was really going to, spend the $500 for it, and I never pulled the trigger. And like that's when I saw the 1,000 Toys Iron Giants being released. Like 6-inch figures. I'm fine. I'll just pick up these and not worry about the Mondo. And then when they announced that Mondo was doing a real release of it, I was like, fucking sold. I just bought it, and I saw that Mondo had it up directly through their website and had some, extra exclusive accessories that came with it.
They're probably one of my favorite toy companies.
Yeah, Mondo is really good.
Just because they're like their customer services. I mean, I had issues with the Masters Universe stuff that I had, and they were like, okay, send us your address. We're just gonna send you a whole new figure. Or like they didn't say anything really. They were like, okay, well we'll see how we can fix this, and like I sent my address and all that stuff, and then what shows up, a whole new figure. I'm like, holy shit.
And they got back to you like in a timely manner and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, the whole process probably took about a week and a half as far as like communicating with them, and then probably another week to ship it out. So, I mean, it wasn't like super fast. It was, I think it was over the holiday. So I think it was the end of December or early January. This previous year.
So that's understandable.
Earlier this year. So like the chaos of all that, of the holiday season and stuff like that, because that was part of the conversation. It was like, oh, sorry for the delay, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. You guys are.
Did they ask for the old one, JD?
Nope.
Wow, that's fucking amazing.
That's nice. And I was about to ask, you said Masters of the Universe. I was like, what other stuff has that company made? Because it just doesn't sound familiar to me.
It's the larger ones, Jose, the ones that are like 1/6 scale.
1/6 scale Masters.
Big Masters Universe.
Yeah. Is that the ones that were based off like the newer, like updated ones, right? Not the ones that look like based
it's like it's their style.
Okay.
So it's like crazy detailed, and I mean they still look like the characters, but they're like crazy detailed.
Yeah,
in their own aesthetic.
Yeah, and then I think they do 2 hit sculpts where they have one as their style, and then they're one that like I guess like the toy style kind of
like the classic
toy style kind of look to it. So they do a good job. Like I remember people giving praise to the Iron Giant that they did out, and I think they issued actually 2 of them out. Which one was like all like classic gray, and then they did like an all black version. But when they did the real release, I was like, yeah, I gotta pick it up.
So that's the difference between the Iron Giant they put out and the 1,000 Toys. It's like a bigger.
It's just
scale.
size. It's size. Yeah, it's 6 inches for the 1,000, and then Mondo's at like that 12-inch scale.
Okay. Is there any difference in like in articulation stuff like that, or is it pretty much the same? Like 1,000 Toys, I know, like based off the synthetic.
I guess it has to. I guess it's up to it's based on the toy line. Like Iron Giant is it's got just a certain I wouldn't say it's like it's articulated where it needs to be articulated. It's like I can the 1,000 Toys definitely a little bit more articulated. I think with the Mondo. But it's what you're looking for. I'm more looking for size and getting a 12-inch Iron Giant.
Size queen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, but I think for something like that, makes sense. That makes sense because I think the characters.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the 1,000 Toys, and they did they're bleeding it out. You know, the first rendition, they had a certain accessories that appealed to, you know, certain things that he did in the show, and then they re-released him with his attack mode accessories, which was pretty cool. So you had to buy the whole action figure again to get all those attack mode accessories. So it's like, you know, they're doing 1,000 Toys is doing what they're doing to get their money worth out of the mold and everything. So, so I'm sure Mondo may, you know, I know they come with a like attack, but there's certain different attack modes. There's like phases of attack modes when it comes to Iron Giant. So if you ever watch the show, he goes into like certain phases, and where the last phase is like ultimate battle mode where he's just fucking shit up. And it's like a great phase to get, and I think 1,000 Toys did it, but Mondo didn't give you the all like, you know, the all, like they give you like one phase of his attack mode, but like it didn't give him like his end state attack mode, which is pretty cool.
Okay. That's nice. I mean, I never saw that, but I always heard that was like a good movie.
Well, you know,
is there any other fiction besides that movie? Or
was it Vin Diesel's first? Like you know how he does Groot. You know, Groot, like he does Iron Giant. So he does like he has just a very few dialogue in the movie, but he offers that deep voice and a rock. You know, so he plays the part very well.
Fucking dope, man. Get paid just, you know, a few lines here and there. You know?
Just got that deep voice. Yep.
I Am Groot has to probably be the fucking easiest thing to get paid for, like, ever. You know, like
I wonder how much he got paid for that.
I would love that. I mean, I'm sure voice acting, you don't get anywhere near, you know, if you were just physically acting that stuff out. But I mean, you know, when you have a name like Vin Diesel, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it comes with
the average voice actor. You know,
but I would imagine. Like, it's a great show. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's definitely a great show for adults and kids. You know.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that animation stuff, like, tends to be like, and you know, a lot of that Pixar stuff and whatever, like, you know, kids could enjoy those movies, but you know, you watch that and there's a lot of like things, jokes or whatever that are gonna go like over like kids' heads. Like, you know, I forget, like I can't bring up anything specifically, but there's things I watched as a kid, and then I watched as an adult, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't catch that before, like, you know.
So Jose, I told the guys I watched this movie with my kid, right? It's called The Good Dinosaur. It's a Disney movie. Mm-hmm. So The Good Dinosaur, it's animated. You know, it's about like if the Earth never got destroyed by the comet. You know, let's say the Earth didn't get destroyed, but life on Earth did not go extinct because a comet hit it. And it went over the Earth, and dinosaurs continue to evolve. So they're farming and learning and shit. And shit. They're living
like they're
along.
Intelligent?
Yes.
All right.
And they're living alongside, you know, cavemen are still around, and mammals also, because nothing happened to the Earth, right? So there's a part where him and the caveman kid, they're like just wandering or whatever, and there's like these berries fall off a fucking tree, and they eat them. And they fucking get high, but you don't know they're high. They don't know what they're high because it's a kid movie. Kids don't know what they're watching, but they're looking at each other, and all of a sudden, one of them grows like 5 eyeballs, the other one grows 5 heads, and they both swell up because they eat like a mushroom, like a magic mushroom or something, and they're both like laughing hysterically, and they're fucking like bugging out because they're fucking high. So it's like a perfect example of what you mean. Like kids wouldn't notice what's going on. They're laughing because they're laughing. They don't know that they just ingested something that fucking fucked with their mind. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy that some of the stuff they put into the like
nowadays they release a movie like that and like, oh my god, you're teaching kids bad habits, and they're like, the kids don't even know what the heck's going on.
Exactly.
No, they'll rewatch it in their 20s and then develop the bad habits.
And then they'll develop.
Like, oh, okay. You guys, Dave brought it up when he was talking earlier, as I thought might have been interesting to touch on, because it seems like it might be getting to the point where it's affecting its collection. I'll ask him first, though. You were talking about real estate. You know, So do you feel like you got a lot of stuff? And I know you know, even though you're not collecting everything, you probably pare things down. You get a lot of volume like of things, you know. So are you at that point now, like where it's like, man, like you have to make serious decisions as far as like the future you're collecting? Are you at that point yet?
Am I at the Brian Brink of my room yet? I don't know yet.
Oh, Dave, you are. Yeah. So the problems that you have right now are the problems that I have. Because I know that everything that you own is not in that room. Am I correct?
Oh, you are so
Yes.
telling the truth.
So we are on the same level in that regard. However, your stuff is in a much nicer display.
It's okay. I mean, you know, the way you want to look at it. Like me, I come in here and get anxiety every time I come in here. But
that's right. I haven't curated these shelves in a year, so I just put a sheet over it, and I don't have to worry about it.
Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight.
That's right. So, but yeah, I need to do something. I have to get rid of my delusions of what I was going to do and stuff. And, I'll get to it. See how it goes. But,
yeah, I'm with you, bro. I don't know what to do either. I've been debating because I have one more wall, so I put the desk that I used to have on the wall in the middle of the room, so that way I have more space. But I haven't used that wall yet because I don't know what to put there. So I'm not putting more Detox up. I'm not gonna put more Billies up. I want a longer case, you know, so that way I could display something not so separated.
More horizontally than vertically. Yeah.
Well, like, do you want something enclosed again? Because you have a lot of stuff enclosed, except for the shelves that you're looking at that we're not seeing.
Right. So,
but what about?
I do want something enclosed again.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about, I don't know if anybody's ever seen, Mike Wells has like glass shelves set up where he has like maybe 4 rows, but they're long. You know, they're probably about 4 feet long or more. And I think the Mythics just call for being displayed in that fashion, in hordes. You know what I mean? Not in little groups.
Like no interruption.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been looking at a case. The problem I have is getting it up the stairs. We've been through this before. I have a case that I had to basically dismantle. So take apart from the manufactured glue and screws and nails and put it back together. But I don't want to do that again. So what I've been looking at is this company sells this unassembled displays.
Yeah.
You know, it'll come like in 6 boxes. But the thing is, it's so expensive just to get it to me, $300-400.
And then you got to build this shit too. It's like,
yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about building it so much. It's more so, you know, just getting it and hoping that it's not broken. You know, because it's coming off a truck. And then the price is, I mean, $1,100 for something that's 60 inches across and 7 feet high is what I'm looking at. And I think it's a little too much money. You know, if it was more around the $600 range, I probably wouldn't be blinking at it. I'd be like, fuck it, I'll get it. But $1,100, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's up there. Yeah, that type of display you're talking about, I got to see at Chris's place when I saw him in September. He got a lot of his like Mezco stuff in there, and yeah, I mean that's sort of like the type of display you would like in a retail like place, you know, Image Anime or Comics. You know, they have certain like the mini statues and displays like that. It does look really impressive when you kind of line up your figures. Like you could have, you know, your Mythic Legions on one shelf, your Mezcos on another, however you want to like organize it. But you're right, because it's almost like you could set like almost like a scene in a way, like you know what I'm saying? And just instead of just trying to stand 1 or 2 figures up on a smaller like Detox shelf. So
you brought it up exactly how I envision it, Jose, because like going to Image Anime, you see every figure in the line on one fucking shelf. And it's like, oh shit, and it's impressive to look at. Or like you said, Chris's stuff that he got, you know, he's lucky he doesn't live on the second floor. I could never get one of those cases up here. You know what I mean? Because people do get rid of them in the city, and you could find them, but it'll never get up the stairs like that.
Yeah.
You know, it weighs too much, one, and then two, it'll never make the turn around the staircase.
Yeah, it's too tight.
So I'm fucked with that, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. What you described.
Yeah.
That image anime look. That
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, probably doubtful. You know, I've been to the crib before. That's your room right there that you're in. No chances of getting that set up like elsewhere in the house, like a spot in the garage or something like that.
Dude, no. Listen, if I told my wife I want to move my display room to the garage, she would tell me, "Go ahead, go right ahead."
Have fun with that.
She would have.
No, but I wouldn't do it. I'm like, hell no. There's no heat in there. There's no fucking
Exactly, no temperature control. Yeah.
There's fucking those cave crickets get in there, those scary ass looking things. I don't know.
Oof.
Oh, you get those too?
Oh, you don't know, bro. They're disgusting.
Oh, I
They're
know all
big
about it.
spiders, right?
Dude, man, you ever get like a really big one?
Disgusting, and you can't
Dude,
kill it because your
it's
foot's
so
not
quick.
strong enough.
Yeah, I tell you, man, they're so fast. I tell you, you get one though, that fucking thing's staining the wall forever. You gotta paint over that fucking smear. Those things are nasty. I get the vacuum out. I'm like, I see one. I'm like, all right, let's see if you can escape the suction, motherfucker. Fucking got you. And then like I got one of the vacuums. There's the bagless ones, or the canister thing, and you get it, and I quick shut it off real quick, and then you can see them like squirming around in the dust. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, stay out of here. Tell your friends. This is what happens when you.
Well, he can't tell his friends. You just sucked him up.
Well, they send fucking ultrasonic messages to each other. I know they do.
Oh.
That's how they do.
Yep.
Look, Rogue War commented, ordered the glass from a local shop, about 150 for 3 5-foot by 12 inches deep, and some shelf hangers from Walmart, painted them black, and used felt strips between. See, that's handy, motherfucker, man. I wish. I can't do shit like that. I'm not a handyman. Like, I'm not that talented. You know,
you want me to be out another month on this show, or maybe we put something together like that?
But I mean, it's that ingenuity that could make a display shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you could do stuff like that, I mean, sky's the fucking limit. I would imagine. I mean, what you got already behind you is impressive. Like, just having all those kind of like the detoffs and stuff lined up. I mean, putting those together, is what it is. You follow directions and stuff, but trying to kind of makeshift make something that's pretty dope. He's laughing. He's in the chat. What up, Rogue War? What's up to everybody? Chat squad hanging out with us tonight. Let us know your thoughts about what we're talking about. Any issues with the size of your display, running out of space? Is it causing you to reconsider your collecting habits, like in any way? It's basically what we're kind of touching on right now. So I guess, I know you're not collecting any of the mainline shit. You've been out of that stuff. But have you curbed anything, like Dave? Have you noticed over the past few months? I know you're into the mythics.
I kind of curbed Black Series. Like, a lot of stuff has been coming out for Black Series, and I haven't picked none of it up. The last Black Series stuff I picked up was when they did like Obi-Wan in his clone trooper outfit and whatever stuff came out around that time. Besides that, I really haven't gotten. I'm lying because I got Tebow, the Ewok, but that's an Ewok, of course. But
that's different.
I can't do it. I don't have the room for it. I like the stuff. What am I going to buy it just to buy it? You know what I mean? Like, so
I'm noticing the trend is like that. It's like the retail stuff that gets sacrificed first. Like, is there like a thing with that? Is it because of quality? Like, is it the quantity of stuff that the retail line puts out?
No, I mean, it just happened that way because. So like with Transformers, the retail stuff, I've been doing only Masterpiece mostly, and like I said, the MMC. So I'll just stick with, that for now. That's what I've been doing. What else is retail? The Star Wars. It's because I do it on a 1/6 scale already. It doesn't make sense to me. Why am I gonna spend $300 on a Mando that I've been paying for the last 7 months? $53 a payment, whatever it is.
That's the Sideshow, whatever the one you're talking about.
Hot Toys, right?
Hot Toys, yeah.
I haven't got it yet, but when I do, why would I buy 4 other fucking ones before it came out?
Yeah.
Why would I buy? You know what I mean? If I have that one already, it's
So that's basically
there.
it is the end all be all version, basically that you're getting. So it's like, why get
Right. If I
why
was
get
still
anything
taking,
else?
if I was still taking pictures or I was
Yeah.
into taking photos, I would definitely pick up the smaller one because there'd be a need for it. Or if I wanted to fill in, like, I actually am thinking about buying just the Mando because all I kept really on display was my bounty hunters, and on the Jabba's Palace display that JD made me.
Mhm.
You know, so I might just pick him up just to pick him up. But if I would have picked up the plain Mando, then I would have had to get the one with the gear, and then I would have had to get what the new one that just came out. There's another one that came out right after that one. Am I right? How many Mandos you guys got? 3 or 4?
2.
2.
Dope.
I was the
no.
one like the old armor, and then like with
Oh
the
yeah,
upgrade
there's
armor, right? Like, is
there's
that-
the carbonized Mando, there's the regular
Oh, well,
Mando,
well,
there's
yeah,
the Beskar Mando, there's the deluxe Beskar Mando that's coming out. There's
Right.
the white box Mando if you're really into the white box.
So I would have probably at least had 2, right? But
Yeah.
for what? I have nowhere to put them out, and I'm waiting on the other one to come. So I kind of just made a choice and said, all right, if I'm gonna do Star Wars, I'm gonna stick with one size Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
You were going deep with the fig art stuff. So are you still collecting that, or are you getting rid
Yeah,
of it?
no, I don't buy that no more either because
Oh,
it's
so
the
you-
same scale. It's the
So
same
basically,
scale.
so you're staying, so you're getting out of the 6-inch sort of
Yeah.
scale when it comes to those figures.
Mhm.
All right, that makes sense because I wanted to ask because like I think I've seen like recently, I forget which figure they showed, but I don't know. Like I feel like fig arts have like fallen off hard, like when it comes with some of these like head sculpts and shit, and it's like,
Yeah.
and then what Hasbro's been doing with the digital paint. And I know we talked about it before, but I'm like, shit, fig arts used to be like the gold standard, and now it's like, man, I think I'd rather buy a Black Series the way some of those figures like compare to each other.
Some of I know Figuarts gets a lot of grief for their head sculpts. I mean, especially since that Dooku and stuff like that. But
Do.
prior
Ew.
to that,
they were calling it?
I mean, their Luke is good, their Leia is good, Han, Chewie, I'll take it or leave it. But but they have been making some very odd choices in the technical aspect of the figures. Like, for instance, the Mando, the last 2 that came out, the head is too small, and I never would have noticed it until people started pointing it out.
Pointing it out, yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
The cape, the soft goods, is not removable, which is kind of like a pain in the ass, even though he never takes that shit off anyway. But I would like the option to remove it. The way they've rigged his rifle to hang on his back is totally incompatible with posing the figure. You know, when you lock it in, you can't fucking move his waist. And when you start moving stuff, like little pieces pop out and stuff like that's starting to bother me. But once you get it into a pose, you're like, yeah, I mean, hands down, it looks great. I know Black Series is catching up in a lot of ways, man. But
Brian,
when you can't swap out the hands and like I'm looking at Mando's helmet and I've seen that compared to the Hasbro one, and I'm like, it's so much more sharper and shinier and stuff like that. I mean, and I don't want to disparage Black Series at all. I've just become a Figuarts snob when it comes to this stuff. Like Figuarts, Mafex, whatever your poison is. I've just become a snob to those import figures compared to the retail ones. Yeah, there's no denying it. I've graduated to that level, and that's that for me.
I was a big fig arts collector, like with all the Kamen Rider and the Super Sentai stuff, and then like with some of the Marvel stuff, and I've gotten out of it now. But hands down, like the paint and I mean the articulation and stuff on those figures were always top notch. So you feel like they still have the edge, like in that category compared to the
just in some of the technical aspects. But
so the shitty face sculpts ain't killing it for you yet, then.
Well, the thing is, like, there's a few that are bad, but there's some that are fantastic, right?
Yeah.
But from a functional standpoint, the Black Series will pretty much almost always pose the same as the Figure Arts.
Mhm.
Figure Arts got a toe tilt, a big freaking deal, right? But they all pretty much pose the same now. So I mean, they are catching up to them, and yeah, I mean, they're great. But it's like, you know, some things are just a little bit better. You know, just a little bit details on the weapons, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The funny thing is it's consistent. I think it comes down to consistency, and either group is not consistent with what. It's like they find a figure they do the best of, and then like, you know, the same thing they've done with one figure they don't do with the other, and it's like you find that in both lines. So it's like, come on, people, like, you know, if you rocked it out on this figure, you could definitely rock it out in the next figure, but they just don't.
You already know how to do it right. Why?
Yeah.
Why? What the hell's the matter with you? And, you know,
like, did a whole new team come in that did not know what the fuck you did before? And
or maybe it's the whole Fans Toys Hot Rod. Oh, it's an old design. They've just been sitting on it for a while and like, all right, well, all right, I know this was done last year. All right, fine, we'll put this one out in this wave because we can't figure out what else to put in this wave or something like that. You know,
like I think I saw like a preview review on the deluxe Mando that's coming out. That's coming with the jetpack and all the accessories and everything. But like with Black Series, that cape is not cloth, so it's like if you want him to wear the cape and the jetpack, you can't do it with the Black Series. You have to buy yourself a custom, you know, cloth cape for your deluxe, you know, Mando Beskar armor, because at the end of the day,
Nyda Ren cut up one of his old socks.
Yeah, but you know, Hasbro has done capes before. They fucking help them out of the park, but they can't, like, come on, just put a fucking cloth cape on them and call it a day. Like, it's got you spent the extra money. You're making us pay a little bit more to get a deluxe, so put a fucking cloth cape in there and just, you know, make us, you know, we're obviously going to pay for it. So
see,
I just don't understand the inconsistency of everything that they do.
Would something like that be a preference, like, at all times though? Because like I remember, like, maybe like some of these like old school, you know, like let's say DC or Marvel figures, like back in the day, they used to give you the cloth capes they used to clip on the neck. Like, okay, like that was cool. Like, but I think in some cases, like what, you know, McFarlane would do with Spawn or whatever, like there is some cases, or even like what is it, the Amazing Yamaguchi Batman that just came out, like I think somewhat recently, with the way you could pose that cape up. Like sometimes I think it's nice when you have a kind of like a molded cape. Yeah.
Oh, the molded one, the Yamaguchi molded one.
Yamaguchi one, yeah. Because then, you know, sometimes I feel like it just works a little bit more with the aesthetic of the figure. You might not get a lot of posability out of it because it's pretty static, but it just might work with the overall like look of the figure. Like, I don't know. I guess
it's definitely, like, I can see it being an issue if you're into toy photography and you're looking for a more screen accurate figure, and you know, when you're buying a $30 deluxe toy and you're trying, you know, you're going to invest in, you know, buy this thing and put your money in towards it, and then all of a sudden you have to spend another $20 for a custom cape. So to get the authentic look with him with his jetpack, with the cape on, and you know, all the accessories and everything like that. So it's like I can see it being important for them because they're looking for the look, you know, in that shot, in that photo. So I could see it's very important for them to have the accessibility to do all those things. So it's just like, I find it just the thing. It's just, I find it funny that, you know, you're making a deluxe toy, $30. You're putting all these accessories in. You've done cloth capes before. Yes, you provided a hard cape for the original and for the other Beskar single figure that came out. But, like, you know, this time around, you could probably offer a cloth cape and give you the capability to, you know, to buy even two of them if you want, or whatever the case may be. But, you know, give that flexibility for collectors to do whatever they want to do with the toys if photography is up your alley.
Yeah, for sure. But I didn't even know they were doing like a deluxe version of a Mando they put out already, with just extra stuff, extra accessories, better paint.
Extra accessory, yeah. It's a Target exclusive, and it's going to be, you know, it's got the accessories is like, we've received several of them already, but, like, you know, they're offering it all in one packaging, and I think the only new stuff that comes with it is a couple little one-off things that you really didn't need, but like a cloth cape would have been pretty nice, you know.
Yeah, but it comes with basically the Yoda and the pram, the hover pram.
Yeah, I think yeah.
And it comes with Beskar like tokens.
Tokens,
like
yeah.
Bars.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Oh,
that's what I kind of like about it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like when I missed out, like I don't really bitch about Target, but when I missed out on that pre-order, I was like, oh damn, I wanted those accessories. And then I was thinking about like, I could just cut up some leftover plastic I got around here, paint it silver, and be the same damn thing. You know?
I think it does come with a different Baby Yoda head. So like the one that he's smiling and he's laughing or something like that. I don't know, but
Oh,
you know,
really?
yeah. So it's, you know, there's little one-off things that would get you interested in buying it. But I think if they put a cloth cape in there, I think they would, you know, it would have been more pleasing to some collectors.
Do you think? I mean, just seeing how the market is kind of blown up for people that are providing like these third-party accessories, like a cape or a head sculpt. Like, do you guys feel like a company like Hasbro or any company that just releases figures in general, action figures, leaving money on the table when if they don't put stuff like that out themselves? Like, do you feel like it's niche, or do you feel like that's something that these bigger companies could make money from?
I don't, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's an opportunity later down the road for them. You know, definitely an opportunity that people see that are custom individuals who can do that and you know, bring a nice revenue stream into your collecting and actually make these custom capes or custom you know, accessories or whatever the case may be, and really, you know, come up with some money, and then you can obviously do whatever you want to do with the money. But you know, mostly half the time it's probably buying more toys with it. But like the thing is that I think Hasbro, I can see them doing something like, you know, what Matty Motu figures did, where they did like an accessory pack, and you know, add like, you know, certain accessories that would probably be pleasing to some figures that they've done in the past, and you know, collectors would buy. But who knows? But I know they would definitely dry the fucking well on, you know, reissuing the same figure and just adding upgrading the accessories.
Yeah,
you know?
I was gonna say that's probably more their route, is just
because you know we've seen that already. So it's like, I think
we're still
that's more
seeing
their
the archive waves. That's all about, you know.
You know, it would have been nice to like reissue a head sculpt pack where, you know, you give all those printable head sculpts that you did for all the figures that sucked, and you just buy for like $50, you get like, you know, 20 head sculpts, and you know, you can replace the head sculpts that you bought on the figures that like were shit. You know, that would have been nice, but that's not, you know, that they're not making money off of that. So they reissue the figure and put a new head sculpt on it, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're buying that same figure but with a better head sculpt. You know? Yeah.
So it basically has to be a more complete package rather than just side accessories that they could sell separately. Yeah.
It would be nice, but I know they're not going to go that route. Like they'll never do something in our interest to where it saves money on our pockets. But you know, they're going to make us buy whatever, you know, whatever they, you know, they're going to make us buy something that we already bought, but a little bit better.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Like, it's just interesting because I mean, you do see so many of these people, you know, coming out like making their own customs, and it seems like there's a market for it. So it just seems like it's like an untapped market that they could almost be like tapping into. Like, I felt like they started to do it when they released that Centurion drone for the you know, Siege or Earthrise or whatever, and it has all those accessories that came with it for the other figures. Like, people seem like so excited about that, and the companies like, you know, like a Dr. Wu or whatever, you know, they still put things out like these, you know, little accessories.
Yeah, DNA does it still. Perfect Effects does it. You know, it's definitely a market, and if you're a Transformers Chug collector, we've seen it. You know, we've lived it, and you know, upgrading your you know, retail toys has been third party for a while, you know, in the beginning. So that's what it was. So, you know, even in Hot Toys they do it. So like where Hot Toys lack, whether it's a cape or certain accessories that didn't come with it. There's people out there that are doing custom capes, and and the funny thing is, it completely changes the figure. Like it makes and breaks the figure. So when you're talking about Batman, you give him a shitty ass cape. If you look at him and he has a crappy cape on your display cabinet, and then you put a custom cape that drapes correctly, looks good, and it'll make your fucking figure look way a $200 figure, instead of a fucking I bought a $200 figure that looked like a $100 piece of shit.
Yeah. It definitely makes a world of difference when it comes to things like that. Like, and people they're paying through the nose for it. Like, I mean, like you said, like Dave, I think you've gotten some of those head sculpts, or some of you other guys have, like, and
they're not cheap. No.
$20, right? 20, 30 bucks.
I have probably about 30 or 40 of them floating around the room right now.
And you're paying, it seems like the price of any other retail action figure, right? 20.
No, they vary. They vary from $12 to about $20 a piece, depending on who's selling them.
Cool.
I honestly do think that what would it cost? It's probably costing pennies on the dollar to make one of these. What is it, $1 to make what could it cost? How much does resin cost? I don't know, but if you make 50 heads and you're charging $15 a piece,
you make your money back.
You're making money off.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So there's definitely a market for it on the custom side. The other thing is too,
time involved. That takes your time to make that stuff too.
Yeah,
and some of them are being so painted too, Brian. So imagine sitting there and painting an order of 40 heads. Like Chris said last night, he orders from Old Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Old Boy stuff is very highly detailed, but he paints it too. So you got to wait a few months for your custom sculpt, but once you get it, there's only another 39 people out there who have it too. Right. So you got to think about it like that.
Yeah, and I know there's effort that goes into painting, but after seeing JD do it live, it's like, dude, it takes a couple hours to do a really, really good one, and it's like, wow, that. So when people kind of complain, they say like, oh, you're charging too much or blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, it's taking people a long time to put out this quality product. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you have the initial investment of whatever tools or equipment that you're buying and all that stuff. So when it comes to customs, you really, that's the thing that I marvel at, because at the end of the day, you have to put all the cost into something that you're doing and price it out. But then also on the pricing side, you don't want to price yourself too high to where you're not getting any individual. You're not going to sell the product. So it's really interesting, because it's like a whole marketing 101 to where you're trying to figure out what's my cost of making this product, and if my cost is just too much and I can't price it to where it can sell, it's like, is it worth me making it? So
I don't know. I feel like there's a majority of people who just complain about the price, but there's people out there who recognize the work and know what they want, and they want their stuff to look good, and they'll pay for it.
And they'll pay, yeah. And then you got to think about it. Like, the people that are doing this, they don't have the resources like these giant companies do. So you got to take that into account as well, And like you said, Dom, that's hard for whoever's going to be putting out a product like that, because then you got to think, besides whatever your materials cost and whatever it costs for your means to make the said product, it's your time that's being invested as well, and how much of your time, how much is that worth to you,
And funny thing is that's kind of a left off the chopping block sometimes. Like time is sometimes not even quantified when trying to come up with a price, because it's always forgotten, but it's something that you need to consider, because you are putting a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
So I'll say, as an artist, like a professional artist, people come into the tattoo shop, they want whatever their idea is. They expect it to be like a 3-minute process or less. And then when it comes time to you're getting a whole sleeve? Oh, okay. Well, that's going to take me like seriously a month to just prepare for. Then to actually do the work, like that's going to be months and months and months of, sitting. Like people don't take into consideration the time that, an artist will put into whatever it is that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Maybe I'm venting.
No.
you're
It's definitely
completely right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's
I mean,
definitely
you
something
should.
that's not considered all the time. That's the thing. It's missed.
No,
And-
it's like we live in an age where it's like me now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
just
yep,
go,
yep, yep.
go pick it up
Instant
off the shelf
gratification.
yeah.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. It's about me. It's what I want. And I want it now. And you have that interesting perspective because you are an artist. This is what you do, so you could speak to that better than anyone. Especially what you put into it, and not just the work itself, but everything that goes leading up to whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
And the mental anguish that I'm left with afterwards too. You know what I mean? Like dealing with people that are impatient or that don't see that.
And then people wonder why mass production is shipped off overseas, right? Where you have these countries like China paying their people nothing to make this stuff.
Mhm.
It's like if this stuff was made here, it was that's why they ship it out there, right? Kind of stuff. And to go back to that Black Series figure arts discussion, even the Marvel Legends with that face printing, they somehow found a way to give you really good paint jobs on these cheap retail figures for a desirable price point, so I mean the artists drive the innovation and what they're able to do. I mean it's all very fascinating to me.
Yeah. And I think
stuff.
And I think there's something like to be said for some, like these, somebody like JD that, might make custom pieces, what they're doing with Shelf Gravy, other artists that are making like these custom capes or custom head sculpts and whatnot. Like, I think there is a certain allure to know that you might be supporting somebody that's independent when it comes to that. Like, as opposed to, like, let's say if a bigger company like Hasbro did do this stuff, will it still be considered as cool? Would people still want to support it? You know what I'm saying? Like they would, the person that's doing it independently, it's a, weird dichotomy.
But there's nothing wrong with having less stuff that looks nicer, right? I mean, Dave, you're doing your stuff with the Mythics. I'm in that Cabal Facebook group, and I see what the people are doing in there, and it's incredible. I'm in like some of the 1/12 customizers for Star Wars and things like that, seeing what they're doing. It's fantastic stuff. T2RX6 from Shattercast Uncut.
Oh yeah.
He's constructing his own stuff like that Ghostbusters stuff.
Like Ghostbusters, the backpack and a trap
but what I was getting to is he turned me on to he mentioned them on the SCU podcast. There's an Instagrammer out there called Phoenix Force Creations or something like that. You see what this person does with Marvel Legends. Oh my god. It's like if you want someone like that to make you something, that's not something you're buying off a shelf. I don't care how good they get at mass production, right? Like if you want something that looks that good, it's not going to be cheap, because somebody's putting in some love to that kind of stuff, man. It's just fantastic.
Like that's why I kind of pulled the trigger on that cell shaded constructor, because I for the price that they had it. What do you think it would cost if you bought a 400, like you bought the set for 400, which was like the cheapest that it ever sold for, and then get somebody to do a shell shaded painted detail up on all those 6 figures? It's like,
oh yeah.
You're gonna
thousands probably.
The time, the effort, the paint, and,
lots of man hours.
Exactly. So for $750, like for $600, $700 that I got it for, because I went with the retailer who had the cheapest price, and I was like, for $700, I'll buy it.
It's probably that's a deal, basically.
Granted, they did a low quantity count on it, but like, you know, at the end of the day, that's the reason for it, because you have to do all that extra time and paint and put into it. But you know, I felt like, you know, for me to do or get that type of paint style that I always wanted from that figure, because I've seen other people do it, not just on Constructor, but on the Hasbro Devastator, and done it on other, like even they did it on Hercules back in the day. I was like, wow, like this is cool. But I knew it was going to cost me a hand and a foot to fucking get somebody to do it, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you look at, like, some of you guys I know have statues. I mean, there's a reason why they're expensive, and there's a reason why they only make 500 of them, right? I mean, the intricate detail and the time it takes to make those things, which really kind of irks me. You know, I see it a lot. It's like for stuff that is mass produced, and I don't even mean just like Hasbro and stuff like Mattel, you know, whatever, but even like the third party stuff. If you think about it, I mean, it's not mass produced on scale, but it's mass produced in the fashion that the mainline stuff is made. They just make less of them, you know.
Yeah.
And people will be like, well, for $180, this thing should be perfect. I'm like, dude, you have no fucking idea what $180 really gets you. You know, it's like, if you wanted to be perfect, you should be happy it's $180. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, a $440 Optimus Prime, I might let them argue about that one if it's not
perfect. But even on that statue front, Brian, there's a whole like there's both sides to it. There's people who do custom resin statues that are not painted, and then there's a market where there's people out there, custom painters, who built their name and have a name for themselves. So when statue collectors see these custom resin statues that are like, you know, 1 out of like, you know, 200 or whatever the case may be, very low count, they'll buy these customs and then go to their favorite custom painter who has like a reputation, a name from themselves, and they buy the resin statue, ship it out to the painter. The painter, he has to pay for the statue, then pay for the painter to do his custom paint, and then he has like one really rare like statue that's unique and something that he can, you know, have in his collection that's, you know, that only a few people have, you know. Or rarely have anybody have, because it all depends on what custom painter you into, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that LA,
it's interesting.
Customs guy, like he seems awesome. Like he just did like that Zeta Toys Unicron or the Corsair,
LEK guy.
Yeah. Like, I mean his stuff looks awesome. So I could imagine like what he would charge for like a piece like that. That figure is already. I mean, I think I got it for a cheaper price, and some of the later releases were more. But let's say $400 for that Unicron, and then imagine the work that dude put into painting every little piece of that. I imagine you got to take it apart, right?
Yeah, take it apart,
put it together.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's, you know, you have to be a pretty decent engineer, because you know, like, how are you going to take that thing apart and then know how to put it back together?
Remember, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I could just imagine a piece like that would cost well over $1,000, and probably even more. You know, maybe more than, you know, maybe $2,000 or more, depending.
Yeah.
Who knows? So, I mean, so like you said, Dom, you picked up that Constructor and it was $700 or whatever.
Yeah.
A fucking steal of a deal to get a piece that's painted and looks like that.
When I saw it, I was like, you know, I just like, I remember quotes that I was getting from other customizers who were doing a lot of good work back in the day, and I was like, dude, it was going to cost me thousands just to get. I remember something done from like Rumble Frenzy, which from the Studio series, like what Studio series is putting out, and like just basically getting something really painted, scuffed up and dirtied, and I want to see, you know, the accuracy of a Devastator looking at like what it looked like in the movie, and it's like, you know, you can't get that. You're going to pay $1,000 to $1,200 for something like that, because like you said, they got to take it apart, paint it, reassemble it. It's like it's a lot of time and effort, and they're definitely going to, you know, want to get paid for their efforts. So
yeah. Now, do you think like that, you know, some of these companies like Zeta or whatever putting out the Constructor, or now I think I just saw the Transform Element Prime coming out with the cell shaded paint, like,
Mhm.
and I didn't see what the price of that was, but I could imagine it's going to be cheaper than if you had somebody do a custom. So do you think that's going to fuck up the people that are doing customs?
Nah, because it's few in between. Like I think that kind of market hasn't been flushed out in regards to retailers, and if for retailers it's yeah, you get the advantage of a low price point, but that you would typically would if you go into a specific customizer. But I think they rarely they do it just to maybe a love project type of thing. So
Well, the other thing is to get to book something with some of these customizers. You're waiting like a year and change.
yep, Dave's right. Yeah.
So, some people that they may not want to wait. So they're like, I'll just pick up a retail painted one, as opposed to waiting 2 years for their piece to come back. Because you're waiting a year and a half. That's not including the month that it's going to take for him to paint your stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I can't assume that they do one project at a time. I could be wrong. I think they would get burnt out. I don't know. Maybe JD could explain his.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like. I would imagine most people like that have a backlog like that. They probably don't concentrate on one thing at a time.
They bounce around.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to do that too. I mean, I just paint heads and paint bodies on toys, right? But I can't paint something and focus on it the whole day because you have to let the paint dry, right? You got to let the glue set.
Yep.
So you got to.
I'm sure as a customizer with a backlog, they'll find efficiencies on trying to jump from project to project, so things are keep moving in somewhat of progression.
I mean,
style,
that's basically what we do is just bounce from one project to the next. Like paint's drying on this one.
Yep.
So
move
we're
on to this one.
This one,
Get this one all glued together, and then we can get back to the paint on this one, and then just kind of bounce around.
Makes sense. Almost like compounding in a way, so you're not, wasting time. So,
but I think when it comes to customizing, you just need to do your homework and make sure that you're not, you have to understand that some of these guys are putting a lot of effort and time to it, and it's going to cost you some money, and recognize that, because don't come in thinking that you're going to ask a customizer to do something for like $50.
Yeah,
because like even with Mythic Legion's customization, it's like some of the parts that you have to get to make those customizations, it might cost them $20-$30 just to get that part, from on a different figure that might have like a cape or a netting or a shoulder cauldron, armor or something that you need to get, and it's going to cost him $20 to pick that piece up.
I mean, I would hope that most people would understand that too. Like, I think most do, but of course, there's always
the one-offs.
Yeah, of course. Always want to lowball everything. So
yeah, there's a lot of that goes on.
Yeah, I'm sure you see that a lot. Like $300 for that tattoo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Break it down to how many months you have left to live, and it's pennies on the dollar.
There you go.
The biggest thing is like, hey, you get to enjoy something permanent while you're giving me something that I'm going to spend. I'm going to give to a fucking, the electric company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're get something permanent out of this. I don't get fucking shit.
No. Just the temporary staving off of the bill collector.
Yeah, exactly.
For another month. But that rent will come due.
Oh, JD, what if it was some kind of like royalty thing where you give someone a tattoo and they pay you?
Oh, they're paying you for life.
They pay you like $10 a month forever.
That would be pretty awesome.
And an enjoyment fee.
How great would that be? Imagine fucking that you would get paid, like let's say, $10 a month for every fucking person you ever worked on for the rest of your life.
If you show off,
I don't see anybody getting tattooed ever again.
There's like an
Motherfucking
acknowledgement fee. Like if somebody shows off a tattoo and they say, "Oh, dude, that tattoo looks great," the guy who did the tattoo should get like a $5 like kicker every time.
I mean, I'm all right with that. As long as there's a lot of copycats out there, so
Yeah.
as long as it's like original work and not,
What an interesting idea. That's going to be the future. That's going to be the future for your industry. JT, remember, Brink said it first.
Future's
Licensing.
the future's going to be robots. They're building them in a factory as we speak.
Gee, just tattoo some barcodes or something, QR codes on people for every little tattoo. Put it in, and then wherever they walk around, they just automatically get stamped. It's like, JD's checking his PayPal. It's like,
all right. Cool.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh man, how great. Oh, all right, guys. Well, with that, let's just start wrapping it up. Of course, we continue unbroadcasted. I know we don't really do a hangout nowadays, but we'll see. Sometimes I get the little slide up in the DMs like, you doing a hangout? So we'll see what happens. Thank you to everybody in the chat that was hanging out tonight. And, thank you guys for the good conversation, based with everything that's going on. A lot of nerves and a lot of tensions and, whatever, because of what the day is. And I think this was like much needed. I know I was feeling shit earlier, like, whoa. So with that, let's go around the yard, get some where you at, and we'll call it a night. Brian Brink.
hey, Brinklizer on Instagram, Brink in the realm of Collectors Facebook group, of course. You guys got a pass on spoilers for Mando tonight.
Ooh,
Coincidence for you, but
I wasn't on board
make sure
on
you
that, guys. I
start
wanted to spoil
watching
it
that. Make sure you start watching it because I would imagine we're gonna start talking about it next week.
We were ready to start spoiling that shit
You're
tonight.
ready.
Drop it like a bomb.
And I don't give a fuck. I'll spoil some shit. And fuck that waiting a week, whatever. We got to watch it. We got to stay current. You got to, what I'm saying? You got to keep up with what's going on. So look out for that in future episodes.
Watch this shit.
Don't worry. We'll give you a heads up when we're ready to drop that bomb on you. And with that, JD, let him know, man. Let him know.
You can find me Pigment Surgery, Shelf Gravy every Tuesday here with these fellows. It is
This is the way.
This is the way. It's a Fega Bang week, correct?
Yep. Bang, bang, bang.
That's fucked up. That's child abuse.
So yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, Dave.
Yo, you can find me here on Tuesdays on Instagram and a John Addict. I barely use it, but if you friend me, I'll friend you back. And Facebook, David Cologne.
Nice. Dominic.
Find me here Tuesday nights with these guys, or at your local Target, Walmart, or GameStop if you bump into me, which I've been doing a lot lately with some friends, running them into them and saying hello, just chit-chatting here and there. That's always great.
Nice.
And then you can find me in the groups, Dominic Rosso. I'm not on. I'm not on a lot of times, but I'll share my thoughts here and there if I feel like it.
Yeah, you'll see Dom on very rare occasions.
Very rare occasions. So if I chime in, you could feel fucking special.
It's usually because there's something on sale.
Yeah. It's only I'm interested if I can get something for sale or at the Fanbro price.
Fanbro. All right. And as for myself, Harrican BX on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can check out Verbally Challenged on all audio platforms. I'm here every single Tuesday night with these guys, and on Mondays on Enter the Realm. Check out Figure Banging, as these guys said, tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brand new Figure Banging with Ace Milo and the rest of the crew. Total Package Podcast on Thursdays. Check out the Nerds Have Spoken, real friends of the show. And PSP Theater on Friday nights around 9-ish with Nick and his crew. You know, don't miss out on that show, guys. You're missing out if you're not watching that one.
Season 2.
Season 2. Check them out. And as always, we'll be here every single Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on this very channel. We thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, Chat Squad. You guys were awesome. Check out the rest of the shows on the Cool Table. Check out Dust Mites on his Bandcamp. He just released a new instrumental album, Nothing Lasts Forever. Check it out. I'm really, really enjoying that. It's getting regular rotation while I'm slaving away at work. So download that. Some pretty nice tunes, and I think that's about it. Guys. So stay safe out there. Keep your heads up, and take care. Stay safe. Peace out. We'll see you guys soon. All right. Later.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Say it with me now.
Round.